What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is Keto Granny. I am going to be on here just real quick and real short this evening. I have finally started moving. I still haven't finished. I probably need at least 2 or 3 more days as far as before we're going to be complete with that moving situation. But I wanted to hop on here and go ahead and give you some information as far as the carnivore diet, how I'm doing. I'm also going to show you some of the foods that I have been eating and that I am eating presently on the carnivore diet. I'm having some great results. I want to share a few of the things that I had noticed on the carnivore diet that I think may be of interest to some of you. As I was doing the carnivore diet, some of the side effects that I had from the carnivore diet, which I noticed, my stools did change. My stools started to change about the 3rd day. And by that I mean I started having loose diarrhea. Now the loose diarrhea was a little bit different because it was very forceful. I attributed this to losing fiber because I knew that I was only eating meat, and meat has no fiber. The way I was eating previously, I was putting lots of fiber into my body with the ketogenic diet, so that I know that when the diarrhea started, that I was simply losing fiber and I was having explosive diarrhea. Later on, it did straighten out. I think I had diarrhea only about a day and a half, 2 days at the most, and then that stopped. My bowel movements I don't have a bowel movement every day. Before I did have a bowel movement every day. Now I have bowel movements, I'd say about every 3, maybe 4 days I will have a bowel movement. And I still try to drink lots of water. I try to drink a certain amount of water every day. I aim for at least 4 to 8, 16 by 9 bottlefuls of water daily that I aim to drink. I did go to the doctor's office, however, and they told me that I was a little dehydrated. There were several days that I didn't drink a lot of water. I know I didn't get quite even close to the 4 bottles of water that is my minimum that I try. That is my minimum that I try to maintain. And so they had told me to make sure that I stay hydrated, drinking enough liquids. And this is something that I want to share with you because I felt like I was drinking enough liquids, but evidently I wasn't, especially since I went to the doctor's office and they gave me those results. So I felt like I was simply coming unplugged. And so I want you to know that loose stools are common if you're starting the carnivore diet, because your body is going to have to also make that change from having fiber in its body. And during that time, more than likely what is going to happen is you're going to have some diarrhea. Now, if you experience constipation, which I did have some problems with constipation, I just had to drink a lot more water and also add in a lot more fat to my diet. And by that I meant just add in the fattier type of meats. I started having more ground beef, and if I was having steak, I got the fattier cuts of the steak, like the ribeye steak, if I could afford that, or the tri-tip steak. I leaned toward getting the fattier versions of meat to eat and adding more fat into my diet, bacon, and this seemed to help the constipation. Also, I add in electrolytes to my diet, and the type of electrolytes that I use, I add in potassium, magnesium, I add in vitamin D3, I add in zinc, and I believe those are the main electrolytes that I add in on a daily basis to my diet since I have been doing carnivore. At first I was taking probiotics, and then I heard someone say that probiotics really are not necessary on the carnivore diet. So for about the past week, I have not been taking any type of probiotics. I do make sure that I have enough salt in my diet also. I did notice that on my labs, my salt and my sodium was on the lower end. So I believe I may add in just a little bit more salt. But salt is something that affects my blood pressure. in our families, and I was always told to limit my salt, so I don't add in a bunch of extra salt to my diet. I do try to salt my meats and salt meats that I am cooking, but I do keep it on the minimal side instead of on the maximum side when I am using salt. I have been using less dairy, and the reason for that is just because I want to see if dairy slows my weight loss, or does it keep me, maybe dairy helps me more in the maintenance mood is what I want to say, in the maintenance mode than in the weight loss mode. So those are different things that I am playing with and that I am learning about myself as I am doing the carnivore diet. I really enjoy doing the carnivore diet. It is so easy. It is easy to maintain. It is easy to do the meal preps. Just have you several meats available in the refrigerator, and you will always have you something to eat. Also, when I did first start doing the carnivore diet, I noticed that I had weight gain. And the first time it went smoothly, went down a little bit, and then I noticed that I had weight gain. The scale went up, but then it did go back down. And I felt like that weight gain was from eating so much protein and then also adding in exercise. I really do feel like I was building muscle. And also in looking at myself, I can see like I have more muscle in my legs, and I even have more muscle and more toning in my arms. I also feel like I am toning, feeling more tight in my abdomen area also. So I feel like these are all gains and benefits from the carnivore diet. I feel like I need at least 90 days to really know how the carnivore diet is going to benefit me to its fullest. So I have decided to add in the carnivore diet along with my ketogenic diet and combine the two in a way that is going to be most beneficial for me.
Keto Granny is making an easy meal prep to keep her on track while she is moving. She's simply prepping some ground beef to have on hand in the refrigerator for later. This will help her eat the right foods when she gets hungry and wants something immediately to eat.
This is my breakfast this morning. I'm breaking my fast. Got some ground beef, 2 eggs, and I just mixed it together. I already had cooked ground beef. Added in 2 eggs and some seasonings. This is breakfast. Getting ready to start this workout today. All right, here we go. the next one. This is like a little breakfast bowl that I threw together this morning. So I have my ground beef, and there was a little bit of broccoli, so I threw that in there. And then I just got my seasonings. I got me some sriracha, some mustard, and a little bit of coconut aminos. And this is how I'm breaking my fast this morning. And this is carnivore. I added in a little bit of greens for a medication, but this is my meal. So for this month for myself, I do have a challenge. And the challenge is where I am combining both the ketogenic diet and the carnivore diet. I'm combining these two diets where it's going to be very beneficial for me as far as my weight loss, as far as helping me to prevent stalls. Also, I want to be able to add more variety into my diet. Now, that is one thing also about the carnivore diet. If you are a person who likes variety, then the carnivore diet is not for you, because it is a meat-based only diet. Basically, is what it should basically be. It's just meat-based. So, I am going to add those days into my diet this month, and they're going to be hardcore carnivore days. On those days, I will only be eating meat and having water. And I'm going to have those days at least 2 times a week. If you're interested in maybe joining this challenge with me, I am going to post it below this video. But it'll give you an idea of a way that you can combine these two diets where it can be very beneficial for you and where you can get some great benefits. I've thought about this a lot. And also, I already add in intermittent fasting. I usually don't have my meals until around 12, between 12 and sometime 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If I ate later toward the 3 o'clock end of my day, then that means that I'll just have basically a snack type of a meal before I go to bed, but it will be considered my meal. I do go by the saying, I believe it's Dr. Westman, who says that instead of snacking, just make it a meal, or Dr. Berry or whomever. Instead of snacking, I do just make it a meal. So when I do eat later, for me, it's better because I eat a whole lot less, and that tends to carry me over until the next day when I break my fast. So I automatically add in some type of intermittent fasting, which helps a whole lot. And then if I can, and if I have time, I will add in some exercise. But one thing I always try to do, and that is some type of movement during the day. Add in some type of movement, if it's only just getting up and sitting down on the side of your bed, if it's just walking back and forth in the hallway, if it's helping folding clothes or doing something like that. Do something that is going to keep your body in motion. Remember that a body in motion stays in motion. That is really true. Remember that electrolytes are good for you. So if you need electrolytes, make sure that you talk to your doctor or talk to someone about good electrolytes that you can use. Make sure that you try to stay hydrated. Make sure that you're drinking lots of water, lots of fluids. You want to make sure that you are replenishing your electrolytes also. I like to add in a little bit of apple cider vinegar to my water, along with a little bit of lemon juice, and sometimes a little bit of Himalayan pink salt, a pinch of that. And that helps to replenish your electrolytes, give you some sodium, potassium, and different things like that. I am going to also review with you my lab results that I got from the doctor. My lipoprotein panel I got here. I have my cholesterol, and I want to just give you my values since I have started on the carnivore diet. Right now, let's see, I went and had my cholesterol and everything done. My cholesterol had went up. My cholesterol had went up to 200, and let me make sure I want to get this right. 211. And that is considered high. Since I have been doing carnivore and went back to the doctor, my cholesterol is now down to 193. So I have had a drop, and it is back in the normal range for my cholesterol. So that is a win-win situation. My HDL cholesterol is at 61, and it has been at 76, 52, 60. So it's at 61, and that is in a good range also. My triglycerides right now are 126. 126 for my triglycerides, 126, and they have been as high as 200. and now they are 126. My LDL right now is 110, and that is within the normal range. Let's see, LDL before, and listen, my LDL is going up. It's before it was like at 81. That was in 2016. Let's look here. LDL 106. So right now it's at 1010. It was 106 in 2020. And now my LDL cholesterol is 110, and it is still within the normal range. It says here non-HDL cholesterol. My value is 132, says standard range. Again, I think that my numbers are really, really good. My glucose without fasting is 104. And that's within the normal range for the random glucose, 70 to 126, and mine was 104. What was a little high was my BUN, my blood. Standard range is 6 to 24. Mine was 28, so that was a little bit out of range. And my GFR was a little bit low. And that was where they found out that means that I am dehydrated. So I have to make sure that I'm drinking enough liquids doing this. One of my main concerns was making sure that eating more protein was not going to be hard on my kidneys or anything like that. So my doctor did go ahead and test my kidneys and do these tests for me also, because they wanted to see how my kidneys and everything were functioning. Now, the little high for the BUN and the GFR being a little low, they say that it's from dehydration, and then I'm going to have those numbers checked again in about 3 to 4 weeks. So I have had some really good improvement with my labs since I have been doing the carnivore diet, and then I'll also get to compare these numbers again in approximately 3 to 4 weeks. So the carnivore diet has been very, very good for me. I've seen some great results. Again, for this next month, I'm going to basically be doing the carnivore diet, but occasionally I'm going to be adding in some green vegetables because of medication that I take, which is warfarin. And I have to keep my numbers within a certain range, and in order to do this, I do have to add in some type of green vegetables occasionally in order to not have my medication adjusted so much. So I would be doing a carnivore, ketovore, I believe would be more toward what I would be leaning toward, but there will be days that I'm going to treat myself, and when I treat myself, I will be eating keto. So I am going to use these two tools to lose more weight during the month of June. At the end of the month of June, I'm going to get on the scale again, and we'll see what progress I have made. I had great results this month. I did lose inches. I'm going to go ahead and measure myself tonight. I've been moving, and I haven't had time to do that, but I want to go ahead and see how many inches I lost, because I know that I have lost inches, and I will share that with you. Anyhow, this is Keto Granny. Just wanted to get on here and give you a quick update about the carnivore diet. Stay focused on yourself. If you fall off, just start again, and that is so easy to do with the carnivore diet. If you eat something, and you know when you're eating something, if it's right or if it's wrong, if it fits your diet or if it doesn't, just stop what you're doing right then and there and start eating back like you're supposed to, or stop eating like you're supposed to, whichever it is. But make sure that you're drinking lots of water, lots of liquids. Make sure that you are replenishing your electrolytes, and make sure that you're staying focused on yourself. This is Keto Granny. Just wanted to give you this quick update, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.